What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Fantasy Fitness Network. My name is Matt. I'm going to be your host today. Appreciate you stopping by the channel as always. Today, we're going to get back into the best ball streets. We'll do some more puppy fours, and we will also do our daily dose of best ball mania. Coming down the home stretch here. Today is Wednesday, August 26th. We are 14 days 7 hours and 45 minutes from kickoff. So we will continue the grind, and hopefully through this process, we will draft a team, at least one, that wins one of these best ball tournaments. So we won't waste any more time. Let's hop over there to Underdog. We'll get into the best ball streets and get this party started. I'm going to warm up here with a puppy 4. This will be number 7 for the puppy 4 tournament. Getting a little, what do you call it? Burned out, I guess, on some of these smaller tournaments, but I figure maybe I'll do 20 of these puppy 4s. I don't know how many I have in me, but we'll probably get to about 20. I've got to combine this with my remaining BBMs. And then, I don't know, I might do a couple drafters. I tried to do a DK Millie last night before I went to bed, and those are just so excruciating. 30-second timer, 20 rounds. It's just brutal over there on DK, but it is $3 million up top. And I thought about maybe mixing in some DK millies just to kind of, I don't know, mix things up. It's just super slow. The drafts take forever. And I don't know, I got bored doing those, but I would like to get like 20 DK millies in if I could. I just don't know if I can put myself through that. It's torture. It really is. Well, we will see. Anyhow, this is a puppy 4. We will do a couple of these today, and then we'll do a BBM as well. Got the 3 hole here, so we're going to open this one up with Jamar Chase. He did have the little injury scare yesterday in practice, but fortunately, he said it was nothing major. They pulled him out, and from what I heard and read, he did like a post-practice interview. He said it was just a little tweak, no big deal. He wanted to go back in, but the training staff wouldn't let him. So Jamar Chase still intact. I'm happy about that because I have like 11% in BBM. For whatever reason, I got a lot of that 3 spot. And so that was a little scary yesterday when he pulled up in practice. Anyways, let's take a look at the board view here. Pretty standard stuff so far. I guess we have JSN coming up here to 4. Puka falls to 5. McCaffrey at 6. And Chaz Michelson. I've seen him in quite a few rooms over the, I guess, summer. He's at 7, and he takes St. Brown. We have Cook coming off at 8. Taylor at 9. That's a nice price on Taylor. Achan coming up here into the first round at 10. Lamb at 11. And to finish off this first round, CBB Linth works it down to the end, and he takes Justin Jefferson. Okay. All right, we are up in, what is it here? We're up in 7 picks. I'm also in a dynasty startup at the moment too, so I did just get my dynasty startup pick in. I was kind of between Casey Concepcion Travis Etienne, those guys. I needed a running back, so I ended up going Etienne, but maybe a little regret on that one. Not taking KC. He's a total badass. But I have him in another dynasty league, so I was kind of okay spreading out my bets a little bit. All right, here we are, 2 picks away. What are we going to do here? I think AJ Brown would be nice to pair up here if he falls. I don't see it happening, but he does. Okay, AJ Brown and Jamar Chase. That's an easy click for me. 22 on AJ here in this first puppy of the day. Really good price on him. Now I gotta hope May falls back to me in the 6th. If not, I'll have a chance probably at Joey. This one I've been getting my Trey McBride shares up. I also like Love. It looks like he is on track for week 1. What's the deal with Olave here? Okay. Well, I'm going to take Jeremiah Love here with this click. We'll get a running back. Sounds like he's back on track for week 1. And honestly, week 1 doesn't really matter, right? We play for week 17. And he's a stud. Bona fide stud. All right, I'm going to get logged in here to Fantasy Fitness for the day. If you guys haven't checked it out already, be sure to do so. We'll head over to the best ball zone. And we're going to take a look at these championship weeks. So Cincinnati plays Carolina, Indianapolis, and then Baltimore. And then we have Jeremiah Love and the Cardinals playing the Jets, New Orleans, and Las Vegas. And then those Patriots play the Broncos week 17. They also have the Jets and Kansas City. So definitely some Jets overlap here between these picks. We'll see if it makes sense to grab any Jets along the way. But yeah, so far so good. Jamar Chase, AJ Brown, and Jeremiah Love. Feels like a pretty solid start, if you ask me. All right. Where are we at? 7 picks. Let me get back to the board view here. Sorry, just kind of getting my bearings going for the day. But yeah, pick 46 and then again at 51. So that 46 range, that'll be, and maybe that's Swift if he falls back. He's been getting pulled up. There was some news today that the Green Bay Packers are preparing for a Josh Jacobs suspension. Now, whether that's actually going to happen or not, there's no information that that's like a likely thing. It's simply an interview. It was come from The Athletic in an interview with the GM for the Packers. And they basically just indicated that we're preparing for a Josh Jacobs suspension. I mean, I don't know if that's even news, to be honest with you. Like, I think any good organization would be doing that based on his arrest earlier in the summer. Now, obviously, they haven't filed any charges, but kind of just the nature of the accusations kind of stands to reason that he could get suspended even without actual legal charges being applied, because the NFL can do whatever they want based on the evidence that they find. We have maybe Colston Lovin coming back here. Yes, Scat goes. We're going to go ahead and grab Colston Loveland here. That also opens up the Caleb click at 77, which you'll often see him there. So things don't go well with Drake May or Joe Burrow. We have another stacking out here at pick 77 with Caleb. And we are 4 picks away, 3 picks away, 2 picks away. All right, hope you guys are having a good week. Appreciate you stopping by. We are really coming down the home stretch here. And hopefully we've done enough with our portfolios to put ourselves in position to win some money. This is a tough one. I'm going to go, guess I'll grab a little Tootin. I've been pretty low on him, but I'm kind of in a tricky spot because you either kind of pull up guys here at 75 or you kind of lose out on the quarterbacks. And then over here at 94, you're kind of out of the range for like Rico and Harvey. Then you're kind of pulling guys up in this range. So it gets kind of tricky in this 3 spot. So I kind of like to get a running back in rounds 4 and 5. Could have gone Judkins there too. Have a boatload of Judkins. So trying to mix in a little bit more. Tootin, although I am lower on him as a prospect and a player, I do want to get a little bit. I feel like you got to get a little bit of him. He is on the Jags, of course, so they should be a pretty potent offense. All right, so about to wrap up this 5th round. We'll start the 6th, and we'll be picking at 70 and 75. Mike Rob, what's going on, buddy? Appreciate you stopping by, as always. Hopefully you're having a good day. I don't know your handle, so I'm not sure if you've been in any of these drafts with me or if you're more of an observer, but and how much drafting you're doing, if you draft in volume or what your take is, or not take, but what your approach is. So let me know. All right, 6 picks away. Yeah, the only name in here I recognize is Chaz Michelson. He's been in the streets for a while. He's got a silver badge. What is that, like 10,000 drafts or something? I don't know what the badges equate to exactly. I think Emerald is 20. Okay, Mike Robb. So now I know his handle. It's DaMoney8888. He's got 350 drafts on Underdog, 75 on DK, 100 on Drafter. So definitely a volume drafter. He's a best ball bro, no doubt. Are they gonna give us Drake May? I prefer Drake May. You can push. I might go double elite on this one, and then I mentioned I had that Caleb out on the way back. He goes Hurts. Let's take May. Let's get the May AJ Brown stack. I think this is going to feed some families this year. So let's feed my family because I could use it. And then we'll have maybe the option to take Burrow on the way back. No, Burrow goes. Does he pull up Higgins or something here? No, he just goes unstacked. That's fine. We do have possibly that Caleb out, or we just move on to a different position group. I like Tucker Craft, Caleb. We wanted to do the double elite thing here. Seems kind of fun. I do like Pollard and Kraft, but I wouldn't be opposed to just doing 2 and stopping with these 2 guys. Yeah, why don't we do it? I mean, I don't do this all that often, so let's go Caleb to Loveland, and then we went May to Brown. So it's a 2-2-2-1, kind of a funky build structure at this point in a draft, but I think it makes sense. We go May and Williams, Love and Tootin, Chase and Brown, and then Colston Loveland. So May stacked up with Brown, Caleb stacked up with Loveland. You know, this is kind of an interesting pairing. Not something I generally do. You know, usually look for somebody with a little bit more projectable volume. But I'm okay. We'll find a way to make it stronger here in the next couple rounds. And because we went kind of double anchor up top here, I don't mind if we don't come back until, you know, pick 110 or whatever. I don't know what it'll be, but I think we're okay waiting on the wide receiver position because we started off with the double anchor. We'll see what running backs are available to us here at these next 2 picks. Clicking more Chuba Hubbard in this range. Obviously, he was a little overvalued there for a while, and then he had the hamstring injury, and I guess you can say that Brooks has stayed healthy. I don't know that he's actually done a whole lot, but he's stayed healthy. So for those reasons, he's kind of flipped them. I'm at this point clicking Chuba in this range. It's like anything else. It's the stock market, you know. Let's buy the dip. JCM's also a little beat up. He's become a staple here at this price. You could get him in the 110s for a while, but you know, whatever. He's fine in that range. All right, let's get back to this board view, see if there's been any other unusual activity. Kind of interesting. T-Law here at 82. Just wanted T-Law at 82. No stacking options, no correlation. That's interesting to me. I don't know why. I don't know that I would just make that pick. I guess you can backstack them with Strange and Hunter, but seems a little odd. This one makes more sense. Prescott at 83 stacked up with Lamb. He pulls up Neighbors to 14, gets 3 strong running backs, and then grabs a Dunze and Addison. I like that. Just looking over the builds in this room, the competition. How do I get out of this this pod? I think I'll be just fine, but we'll see. See what happens here. Corum in the 90s is something you don't see anymore. I honestly think he's a little overvalued. I mean, yes, he's going to get some playing time. Doesn't catch a lot of passes. I do think he's still the clear number 2. Now 92 Gainwell. Okay, he takes that off the table. All right, well, let's go. It's one of these 2 guys. I'm trying to think of which one I want. I guess let's go Chuba. He's got some correlation with Cincinnati week 15. So I always like that. And he's got this new price in the 90s. He's even fallen into the hundreds. So we'll grab him here. I know everybody thinks he's like dead, but I mean, he rushed. I don't know what the rushing number was, but he rushed for quite a few yards 2 years back. You know, obviously last year was a struggle for him. He was injured, and Dowdle came on strong, but I still like Chuba Hubbard quite a bit, especially at this price. All right, let's grab either Pittman or Golden, I think, on this one, or we could grab the bring back here and be done at 2. No, let's grab Pittman and be semi-responsible here. I do like that 99 price though on Laporta. Is there some injury news on him? No, practicing today. Yeah, I mean, that is a good price. Could have just gone those two, got the correlation and stopped at 2. I don't think that would have been a bad idea at all, but we'll grab Pittman Jr. here and add to this wide receiver room. Quick recap: Drake May, Caleb Williams, double elites, Jeremiah Love, Beshal Tootin, and Chuba Hubbard. Chase Brown and Pittman Jr. and Colston Loveland stacked up with Caleb. We also have May stacked up with Brown. So 2 single stacks, no bringbacks. Maybe you take Laporta there at 99 and get the bringback, but I do like Pittman Jr. there as well, just to add some more depth to this wide receiver room. Wow. 107 Laporta. Those are some old school prices right there. But Stone Sour Diesel doesn't let him go by at 107. I think that's a sharp click. I honestly was considering him here at 99. All right, so after this Puppy 4, we're going to do a BBM, but I've got like 15 left, and we're 14 days away from the start of the season, so just kind of pacing. I might pause, honestly, for a couple days just to see if there's any like last-minute shakeups, if anything happens with Josh Jacobs, if anything happens with Ashton Genty. I just, if there's some like big movements on the board in the last like week or two, it might be good to just sit on 7 to 10 bullets and just see if there's any shakeups in the market. Obviously, there's been a little bit of movement, but nothing too crazy. So it might be wise to just chill for a minute, and then worst case, have like a BBM frenzy day and do like 3 or 4 in the same day. Do that for a couple days and wrap things up. I think I would double stack Romeo here. They shipped out Kayshon Boutte to Houston. So I think that just makes the Romeo bet that much cleaner. He hasn't moved at all on that news. He's still sitting in the same exact spot. I thought he would tick up a little bit, but it hasn't happened. And so I want to take advantage of that. We're going to double stack Brown and Romeo with May. And then here I want to grab a tight end, preferably Kincaid or Kelsey. I think both these guys are good clicks. We'll see if we get both of them back or one of them back. Myers is also a good click here. And I could push tight end. Yeah, he ends up going. I kind of figured he would. But he would have, I could have consolidated a little bit on that Jacksonville bet. Let's see if there's any one that sways me one way or the other. I'm just looking at Kansas City. Kansas City, New England, week 15. So I think the preference is Kelsey. He ends up going. It's a little unfortunate, but I still like the Dalton Kincaid bet as well. So let's grab Kincaid here. I think that pairs up nicely with Colston Loveland. We get 2 pretty solid. I consider Loveland an elite. I don't know about Kincaid. He's definitely a pretty solid tight end, albeit he's inconsistent and he's had the knee injury. But we could stop at 2 with this pairing. It is divisional correlation, even though that we don't hit it on the bye weeks, but we do. Actually, we do. I said bye weeks. I meant championship weeks. Week 15, we do have some correlation here, Chicago and Buffalo. So that could come in handy. You never know. We get the week 15 correlation here with Buffalo and Chicago. And then we will be clicking or picking, again here in 13 picks coming up at 142 and 147. Again, if you guys are new to this channel, I appreciate you stopping by. If you're watching on X, you can click on the YouTube link in my bio, head over to YouTube and smash that subscribe button. Like and subscribe, help me grow the channel. Those likes help with the algorithm. If you guys are to help kind of move it up the promotional chart, if you will, if you're watching it, if you're not watching it live. But yeah, we're grinding all summer. We've been grinding all summer and trying to get to 50 subscribers by the start of the NFL season. We're at 43. So we're inching closer. We picked up a few yesterday. The struggle is real for streamers that start out. So any help is appreciated. And if you're not following on X, you can do that too. So, and you'll be notified when we're going live on X. So however you want to do it, whether it's a follow on X, a like and subscribe on YouTube, help a brother out. All right. I'm going to just look here. Actually good. I'm just going to move over to the best ball zone. I was going to look at the player volatility index for a second. I'm just going to look at a specific player. We'll get there in just a minute. Jacoby Lane at 139, guys. Like, this is the slappiest slappy. He goes Jacoby Lane. He's going at 139. He's got Stribling at 102. Like, bro. All right, we are going to grab Marshawn Lloyd. He's our poster boy. So let's get some Lloyd in here. He's probably not coming back. This guy's got 3. So we'll grab Lloyd here, and then we'll have a choice, maybe Boston or Tucker. But since there's a lot less running backs than there are wide receivers that I like that are a little further down the board, I think the safer thing to do there is to grab Lloyd first. He's been rising up a ton. It's almost getting too expensive at this point. I mean, he's also a guy that hasn't been able to stay healthy. I think I'm at like 5 or 6% across my drafts. It's not, I wasn't able to, you know, I didn't say I wasn't able to, but I didn't take advantage of him when his prices were cheap. I didn't take advantage enough. I was clicking him, but just not at the rate that I probably should have. I was also pretty far into my drafts. So, I mean, exposure wise, it's not going to look, you know, too high, even though I did start clicking him once the Josh Jacob news did come out. I think Tracy or Boston or Tucker here are both good clicks. All right, we're going to go Trey Mother Effin Tucker for the usual. Add him to the squad. Can never have enough Trey Tucker. Quick recap of this team. Drake May, Caleb Williams, Jeremiah Love, Beshal Tootin, Chuba Hubbard, and Marshawn Lloyd, Chase Brown, Pittman, Dobbs, and Trey Tucker, Colston Loveland, and Dalton Kincaid. We're done at 2 here, and we're done at 2 here. So this will probably end up being like a 2-6-8-2 is kind of what I'm thinking, because we went double anchor up top here, 3 and 22, but we didn't come back until pick 99. So, I mean, you could stop at 7, but I think 8's definitely in the wheelhouse here. I don't really see a reason to add a 3rd unless we get like a screaming deal, like a Michael Mayer or something at the very end. And I definitely think this room warrants 6. So minimum 6 here on the running backs. Could go 2-7-7-2 on a build like this. I think that's also justifiable. I'm seeing it as like 2-6-8-2, 2-7-7-2, or 2-6-7-3. Those would be the 3 build structures that I would say you can, that kind of make sense on a build like this. I have been clicking the snot out of Dylan Sampson as well. I think he's just going to get a bunch of cheap screens. He's explosive. He also has a nose for the end zone, even though he's a smaller guy. He scored a bunch of touchdowns in college. If we go out here, let's see. We can go to PFF real quick. Let's look at these stats real fast while we wait. We're 10 picks away. Come on. All right, let's look at his college. So Sampson had, how many picks away are we? Sorry. I want to make sure I'm not going to miss my pick. 7. So he had 22 touchdowns his senior year, or his junior year, I guess it is, at Tennessee. He rushed for 250. He had 258 rushing attempts, 1,488 yards, 5.8 yards per attempt. And look at this, 22 touchdowns. And I know it's college, but bro, that's ridiculous. This guy's this, and he's involved in the receiving game. If we look at his receiving stats, I mean, it wasn't great, 20 receptions, but high catch percentage, good yards per reception, no receiving touchdowns, but he's got a nose for the end zone, man. All right, we're going Sampson. We're going to play the same game we just played at the last turn, where we grab the running back first because he's not coming back, and then we're going to grab a wide receiver here. I think Pat Bryant would be a nice bring back to our double New England stack here. Double stack New England, however you want to say it. Let's grab him. Patty Ice, welcome to the team. Come on down at pick 171. And the team looks like this. Drake May, Caleb Williams, double stack May, single stack Williams. We have Love, Tootin, Chuba, Marshawn Lloyd, and Dylan Sampson. We have Chase, Brown, Pittman, Dobbs, Tucker, and Bryant. And then Colston, Loveland, and Kincaid. We've got week 15 correlation between Chicago and Buffalo. We have week 17 correlation between the double stack New England with the Bryant bring back, and week 15 with Tucker and Bryant. Chase is just Chase. We didn't get him stacked up. And Lane went at like 139 on this one, which was just absurd. Absolutely absurd. The Jacoby Lane hype is too far. But if you look at the team that drafted him, he was kind of doing the slappy drafting. He took Stribling at 103. Just got to find this real quick. Takes Stribling at 103, and then he grabs Lane at 139. So get your guy season here for the only bird. Now that he has the gold badge, so you know he's got some experience. But yeah, the Sampson is just he can catch a ton of screen passes. As I mentioned, he has a nose for the end zone. 22 rushing touchdowns his senior year, or his final year. I think it was his junior year. 1,488 rushing yards, 5.8 yards per carry. That's a great yards per attempt, which is, this is a predictive metric for running backs at the next level. And then just the 22 touchdowns. Now, I'm not saying that's predictive, but I just think he's an undervalued click. You look at all the other junk that's going around him, like Jaden Blue. B-Rob, yes, he's fine, but he's more of a handcuff. Kamara is pretty washed. Black is a projection. He kind of stands out as a guy that I want in this range. Used to be able to get him in the 180s. I still think his price is solid. Sharbs, sure. I think you could kind of make a case for either of those guys, especially if Sharbs heals up and he's there for the money weeks. But once Sharps is off the board, it's like, do you really want Jaden Blue? I don't want Jaden Blue over Samson. That's just me, you know, to each their own. What up, Hartman? Welcome in, buddy. Appreciate you stopping by the channel. We're ripping a puppy here. I could grab Mendoza if I really wanted like another one. I don't really see the point of that. I guess I could also go Rogers. And if there's nothing else here, I think you take Emmett Johnson. That's our 6th. And we grab Emmett Johnson here. And then we grab 2 more wide receivers to wrap this up. I feel like we're in pretty good shape. But Emmett Johnson, he's also really just like a high value handcuff. If anything happens to Kenneth Walker, we know he's dealing with the foot injury. So let's grab some Emmett Johnson here. And then I think I want to grab. I want to go with Jeremy Bernard. I like Zachariah Branch. I like Jeremy Bernard. We want to get some like rookie upside here. Those are the 2 guys I'm generally clicking in the back here. Why don't we go Jeremy to kind of consolidate on this Pittsburgh bet? And we also have a correlation here with the AFC North. We've got Cincinnati, and we also have Cleveland with our Samson bet. So just kind of, we'll just stick to the NFC North here and we'll get some divisional correlation. And then we're going to end this with one more. And I guess, you know, we could take Mendoza if he comes back. We could take another tight end, but I think I just want another wide receiver. Let me think about this. We have Chase, AJ Brown, Pittman, Dobbs, Tucker, Bryant, Bernard. Yeah, I want one more. I want one more wide receiver here. Surratt has kind of fallen off. He's interesting to me. Troy Franklin is also interesting to me as like a low ownership click. Demario Douglas, if we wanted to triple out the New England stack. I mean, Tesla, he's been kind of forgotten about, but I think he has some touchdown upside and could just spike in a single week. It's kind of, these are the guys that I like. I mean, Jerry Jeudy, but man, it's never fun clicking Jerry Jeudy. Bateman, but he just got in trouble. I don't know how concerning that situation is. Facing charges. I mean, is he going to be suspended? I don't know. He's a little riskier at this point. Knoll, too, you know, but they just traded for Booty, so that one's... He had a minute there where I was clicking him, but now I'm kind of getting off of him a little bit. I still think he would be a fine sort of low ownership click here. All these guys are lower ownership outside of maybe Bateman and Tesla. But we could, I don't know, Surratt sounds good. I mean, he could create like a 1v1 with Jamar Chase. Some rookie upside. Trying to think. Who does Detroit play? Yeah, let's do Tesla if he's here, because we do have that Chicago stack, and he would be a bring back to our Caleb Williams to Loveland. So if Tesla's here at 1-0, he is. This guy chooses DeMarcus Robinson. Okay, let's go Tesla. Tesla at 214. That seems plenty good, right? I mean, we're just looking for some touchdown upside on an elite offense. Try not to overthink this. Let's review this team. Drake May, Caleb Williams, 70 and 75, stop at 2. Jeremiah Love, Beshal Tootin, Chuba Hubbard. Those are like our starters. And then we have upside here in Lloyd if Jacobs gets suspended or he just has a standalone role. Dylan Sampson, and then Emmett Johnson as a high value handcuff to Kenneth Walker with the foot injury. Then we go 2 double anchor here, come back at pick 99, but it's Jamar Chase and AJ Brown as our double anchor. Come back and get Pittman Jr., Romeo Dobbs for the double, Trey Tucker, Pat Bryant, Jeremy Bernard, and Isaac Tesla for the bring back with our Caleb Loveland stack. Loveland and Kincaid week 15 correlation to get us out of our 1 out of 10 pod, which is, well, these two are, I guess, equivalently hard. 188 seat final. I feel like that's a pretty solid team. Good way to warm up. And then I'll pull that down on BBMDB. We'll see what they have to say about it. They haven't been liking my drafts recently, so maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's not. I don't know. All right, real quick, want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of this episode, Fantasy Fitness. You guys know it by now. This is the app that I've been working on for about 1.5 years. So if you guys are you guys ready to dominate your fantasy football leagues and your health? If so, check out Fantasy Fitness. We have all the latest fantasy news. As I mentioned, I'm pulling in every day, 5 times a day, fantasy news from 5 major news sources. You don't need to go to ESPN, CBS Sports, NBC Sports, Yahoo. Just come here. You'll see all the articles that are on those websites. You can click on them. It takes you right out to their website and you can read the articles. So we have all the latest fantasy news, player and team metrics, and you can integrate your rosters if you play Dynasty or Redraft on Sleeper, FFPC, or Yahoo. And then as for your personal health, you get to create individual fitness profiles, track your diet and exercise habits. You have access to your own personal AI trainer and an exercise video library. So if you're ready, head on over there to Fantasy Fitness and check it out at www.fantasyfitness.io. All right. Let's pull up BBM. We're moving into the BBM streets. We're doing this one from the 10 slot. So got quite a few badges in here. Some red badges, a gold badge, a bronze badge, some black badges. But I am around 2 no badges. So maybe that's a good thing. We'll see what happens here. This is my daily BBM of the day. We warmed up with that puppy. And then we're going to go ahead and check out. We're going to do this BBM. Let's see. Like I said, BBM hasn't been liking my drafts lately. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's simming that one. We'll see what it comes in with here in a minute. But 5 picks away. Best Ball Mania. We are pursuing $2 million, folks. 2 million big ones here. And we are going to grab... I did Justin Jefferson yesterday, so why don't we go... We'll go CeeDee Lamb today. Actually, maybe on stream I did do CeeDee Lamb. I can't remember at this point. I did one last night off stream. That one was Justin Jefferson. Just trying to not get too overweight with either one. Chase Brown goes, what's the news on Kenneth Walker? Dealing with foot injury. All right, let's take Saquon. This guy made it easy for me. I don't have to think too hard about this one. Let's go CeeDee Lamb and Saquon Barkley here. I think that's just a safe, solid first 2 picks. I'm not going to try to outsmart myself here. I think Saquon at 15 stacked up with Lamb, or paired up with Lamb, excuse me, is this a solid start. And yeah, we'll be picking again here at 34 and again at 39. If you're tuning in late, I want to say thanks for stopping by the channel. If you're not already following on X, hit the follow button on X, and then head out there to YouTube, smash the like and subscribe button, help me grow this channel. streaming every day, trying to put out some good best ball content and also win some money. We are gonna take down one of these tournaments. I don't know if it's one of the puppies, if it's the pre-draft stuff like big board or bigger board or little board, or if we're gonna be the lucky BBM7 winners. Who knows? But we're out here grinding. We're putting in our reps, doing our homework. All right. 34 and then 39. Taylor gets pulled up to 4 in this one. Looking for anything else unusual in the first round. Henry, I guess, at 11. It's a little... This guy goes for the Henry Brown start. I respect it. And then Jefferson Brown at the end. This guy takes Cook, and then he takes Achane, so he gets the Cook Achane 1v1 for week 17. Walker falls to 17 in this one, so you get a Brown, St. Brown Walker pairing. And then Hampton, Genty, JSN. That's a nice pairing. I thought about doing Genty and Lamb. I have one of those in BBM. I figured, I don't know. Still got 14, 15 bullets, so kind of waiting to see what happens if they do get any more information on him. All right, 2 picks away. Let's lock in here. What do we want to do? I think Jeremiah Love falls back to me. I'm gonna click that without question, or Brees. I like both those guys at this point. I will take one of those two. I think Love at 34. Man, that's a good... Yeah, let's go Jeremiah Love here. I like this price on an elite prospect. Pair him up with Saquon. CD as our anchor. And then Brees, Amika, Garrett Wilson. I like any of those 3 as this next pick. We can get one of those 3. If not, I don't know where we go next. We'll figure it out. Okay, we missed that. So we could go Josh Allen, Travis Etienne, or Tet. I think I'm going to go Josh Allen. Let's go Josh Allen, and then, maybe we go Allen and Dak, stop at 2, or we just, we build it out later. But I think we have CD as our anchor here. Love and Barkley. We'll get Josh Allen here at 39. He's a little bit of a faller. I'm fine with him here. I didn't, I would have taken either of these 2 guys, but just missed the train by 1. So we'll go Allen here. I think Tet would have been fine. Guess you could pull up Swift or ETN there, but it was kind of between Tet and Allen, I think, for me. Yeah. All right, so quick recap of this BBM. Josh Allen at quarterback, pick 39. We get Barkley and Jeremiah Love, and then CD Lamb as our anchor wide receiver. Picking again at 58 and 63. This is probably going to be 2 wide receivers, but who knows? Just have to see what happens. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else I would have done there except for Tet or Allen. Like I said, Hall and Wilson would have been easy clicks, but Guess I could have pulled up Swift. I'm not sure what I would have necessarily done with that. I already feel pretty good at, you know, Barkley kind of feels like a little bit of an offset for Love if Love takes a while to get going. As a rookie, I feel like you get kind of the early production with Barkley, and then you kind of count for like the late season production with Love. Allen's just a hammer. Like, he's just an absolute hammer. So I don't know. Do I really want to take Tet over Josh Allen? There's times I do it, but on this particular build, I don't know. Didn't feel right. Here we could get into like Christian Watson, Parker Washington. I mean, DJ Moore falling back would be a dream, not counting on that, or Adams. Take either of those two if they come back. If not, I kind of like Christian Watson here. We'll see what these guys decide to do. Two away. Again, this is Best Ball Mania. Pursuing $2 million, folks. I'm going to take Adams or Moore at this point. Moore comes back for the stack. Yes, let's go. Hell yes. Don't get that very often anymore. So Josh Allen to DJ Moore. And then I think Christian. Okay, Watson goes. I think in this pairing, I like either BTJ or Marv. Tough. Kind of want to consolidate my bet here on Marv and Love. So let's go Marvin Harrison Jr. And we have a 1-2-3-0. Josh Allen, Saquon and Jeremiah Love, CeeDee Lamb, DJ Moore stacked up with Allen, and then Marv kind of consolidating into this Arizona bet. Who does Arizona play? They play, let's get back over to the best ball zone. Man, I love that. I love that. DJ Moore stack. These are hard to get these days. All right. Arizona is Vegas. Vegas and Arizona week 17. Jets and New Orleans. Okay. Jets in New Orleans. Okay. In this range, I like Rico. I mean, if Pollard falls back, I would be interested in grabbing like another running back with one of these two picks. I like Harvey. I know we've got some haters in here, some Harvey haters, but he's not, I don't think of him as a running back. I think of him as a utility player. As a running back, he sucks. Running between the tackles, he stinks. He's inefficient. But as a guy who can give you explosives in a tournament like this where we need explosives, we need ceiling plays, Harvey is a good pick in my mind in a tournament of this nature. Do I want him in a managed, home league? No, because I don't know when to start him, and that he's going to be super volatile. But in Best Ball Mania, do I want RJ Harvey? Yes. Jalen Hurts, if he comes all the way back, I mean, you got to take that, right? You got to take that. If you have Saquon, consolidate and get all those rushing touchdowns. I do have the Dak piece too. I can stack up Dak with Lamb. I think I'm going to definitely grab. What's the deal with Jalen Hurts? He's yeah, I'm thinking of him for fantasy. I mean, I gotta take that, I think. Let's take that. Yeah, let's take Jalen Hurts here. We're stopping at 2. That's an auto stop at 2 for me. And then I'm hoping to get one of these running backs back. I hope they don't all go. If they all go, then that might have been a bad click, but I'm hoping that I get one of these guys back. I think the preference is Harvey, but I will take Corum. He's a little overpriced, but I'll take him if that's the way we want to play this. All right, let's go Harvey. There is week 16 correlation with Buffalo. Yeah, Buffalo and Denver week 16 correlation. I'm looking for explosives. We have our anchor, and then we're just grabbing guys that can give us explosives. So we have Jeremiah Love, who's a very explosive running back, and RJ Harvey. And we pick up Jalen Hurts here at 82 in BBM. We're consolidating into this Philly offense. We're absolutely stopping at 2. I don't care what quarterbacks you throw at me. I don't care if they're 3 rounds past ADP at this point. Like I need points at other positions, and this is just mega value at these two. With these 2 guys, there's literally no reason whatsoever to take another quarterback on this build. So we're gonna build out the other position groups. I think Kenny Gainwell is fun. I don't know that there's anything there correlation-wise, but I just like Kenny Gainwell quite a bit. If Kyle Pitts falls back, he doesn't. I was going to say Kyle Pitts would be interesting there. I like Gainwell. If we wanted to grab another running back here. Matthew Golden is interesting. Alec Pierce, if he falls all the way back, that's a thought. Fannin too. I like Fannin. Now we're in a good spot to take a running back, or not a running back, sorry, a tight end at this next spot, like 130, 135. That's like a good spot to get Dallas Goedert on this build. I think we could get him at 130 because normally you got to pull him up over here to get that stack. But since Hurts fell back to us, I think we're going to earmark one of our tight end spots for Goddard. I think I would grab Gainwell if he's there. And then I have to decide after that. But that's the guy I want if he makes it back. Okay, let's grab Kenny here. Now, do you take Fannin first and then Kenny? This guy's got 3. I don't know. I'm okay pushing because honestly, I wouldn't mind grabbing like Kittle. I thought about Stribling, but whatever. I'm not doing it. Let's grab Kittle. He's our bring back to this Philly piece. George Kittle at 111, bring back to Hurts Barkley, and I think we're gonna queue up Goddard for one of these next 2 picks. And then I don't know what we're gonna do with the other one, but quick recap of this team: we have Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, Jeremiah Love, RJ Harvey, and Kenny Gainwell. We could probably stop there, but we'll probably add one, probably add one more at some point. CeeDee Lamb, DJ Moore, and Marvin Harrison. I think that's a really good trio. And then we have Kittle as the bring back to our Philly stack. which I'm going to hopefully turn into a double here with Goddard. And then I want to grab another wide receiver with the other pick. All right. Well, Best Ball Mania. Jalen Hurts at 82. I love that. And we get the fall on Moore back to 58 and stack him up with Josh Allen for that Week 17 matchup against the Miami Dolphins, who have a terrible secondary. I think the way that this would play out perfectly is if I get like Debo and Goddard and just kind of get into that game stack. Otherwise, I like Shaheed here as kind of like a alternative. But I think like Goddard and Debo would be pretty damn fun. Look at the board and see what kind of threats I have to my right. He's got 5 wide receivers and 5 wide receivers. So he went with Stribling. Is he going to take another? Is he going to take like a Debo if he makes it back? I'm not even saying he's going to make it back. I'm just talking out loud here. This guy's kind of into like different games, or I don't know. He's not even really stacking or doing anything on the end. Guess he does have the 1v1 correlation with Jefferson and Wilson. Unstack Prescott at 84. Glad I took Hurts here because I would have tried to push Prescott and then I wouldn't have got it. So, I mean, who's to say for sure? Maybe he changes his calculation, but I'm glad I took Hurts there. Yeah, if we go Debo and Goddard, I'm just trying to think, do I take Goddard first and then hope Debo comes back? Or do I take Debo first? Yeah, Debo first or Goddard first? That's the question. Goddard is the stack. I'm not even saying he'll be here again. I'm speaking in hypotheticals, but we're in that range. This guy has no tight ends, so he's a little bit of a he's a little bit of a wild card here. We'll see if he ends up grabbing a tight end here. This guy's got 1 and 2. Okay, he takes Debo. All right, so then at that point, since Debo's gone, then we take Goddard first. Unless we really like Mitchell or something like that. But I'm going to grab Goddard. And then I think I would like Shaheed here. I'm good at the other positions. You pull up Boston if Shaheed goes at 135. I'd almost pull up Trey Tucker. I know you guys will make fun of me, but I'm not joking. If Shaheed goes. Bro. I'm doing it. I don't give a shit. I've got 2 pieces to that game. And I already told you he should be going in the 120s. So we're just going to make it happen. For all the marbles to go win Best Ball Mania, my life on the line, give me Trey Tucker. I've got 2 Arizona pieces with Marv and Jeremiah Love. I want the bring back. Boston, you could get him in the 160s. I guess you used to be able to get Tucker there too, but do I want a Cleveland bet or do I want a Clint Kubiak wide receiver 1? I'm just asking questions. Now, we don't have a wide receiver yet that's in that game, so we'll be in the Dontavian Wicks range. I love Trey Harris this year. I love Jalen McMillan this year. Jacoby Lane. I mean, he's been climbing, but I'd be down for some Jacoby Lane. Nothing really correlated, I don't think, but that's fine. I think he's got to be a good price. Where is Baltimore real quick? I'm just looking at their schedule. Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Cincinnati. Okay. Chicago, Denver, Miami. Yeah, we're definitely going to try to get a Miami piece later, like Malik Washington or something like that at the next turn, if we can get it. But I mean, I could stop at Kittle and Goddard. We could add a third, but Kittle, Goddard, Mayer, that's something that is interesting to me. We're definitely done at 2 here. Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Barkley, Love, Harvey, Gainwell. Don't want to tank on a build like this. Don't really want Tracy. Spears is interesting, but I kind of maybe just click a couple like high upside guys at the end if we're going to add another one. So we'll wait on running back. I think the priority here is wide receiver. Jalen McMillan goes there at 146. Wicks and Trey Harris are both interesting to me. Trey Harris has San Francisco, week 15, Miami, and Kansas City. Those are all games I'm probably going to try to get into here. If I could double tap Wicks and Trey Harris, I would be pretty ecstatic. That's what I want at this turn. I want Wicks and Trey Harris. Damn it. All right, well, I better grab Wicks because Trey Harris just went. So we're going to grab Wicks. That's a stack. And then Keenan Allen, Cyrus Allen. And I like Flournoy personally. I think Flournoy is a good click. Not sure I really want to get into Cyrus Allen here. Let's go Flournoy. Spears is interesting, but I feel like I need more wide receiver help. So let's go Flournoy. That's a bet on a really good offense. We're basically, this is the anti-Pickens team. We have 2 darts in that offense for week 17. Maybe it goes to CeeDee Lamb. Maybe it goes to Flournoy. Maybe it goes to Pickens and we're SOL. But this gives us 2 dart throws for a spike week in a Dallas offense, week 15 or week 17. And then Dallas also plays the Rams in Jacksonville. Okay. So nothing really there. That's fine. All right, let's review the team real quick. We have Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, Jeremiah Love, RJ Harvey, Kenny Gainwell, CeeDee Lamb, DJ Moore stacked up, Marv, Trey Tucker, Wicks, and Flournoy. I think this is a pretty fun-ass team. Caleb Douglas for the bring back or Malik Washington. I think either of those guys on this next turn would be really solid. We could get into Jaden Blue if we really wanted to, or we go and get like an Emmett Johnson, a Kalen Black. Kalen Black on this one makes some sense. Braylon Allen. I'm out on Pacheco. B-Rob's fine, I guess. I wouldn't be opposed to a B-Rob click here, just as like a high-value handcuff. If anything happens to Bijan, then obviously that kind of unlocks this team a little bit. But I think like a Miami bring back. Okay, Malik is off the board. See if Douglas makes it back. Tracy's still there. He is a bring back to our 2 Dallas pieces. But maybe this is a Kalen Black-ass team. I'm deciding here. Hoping for Douglas at this point since Malik is gone. See if Douglas makes it back. If he goes, Booty in Houston, Malachi Fields, I think Douglas, Booty, and Fields all make some sense here. Trying to think. All right, Douglas goes. And Booty goes. All right, well, at that point, I guess we go Black or Emmett Johnson. I mean, this guy's hurt. CMC isn't hurt. The other guy, Walker, is hurt. So let's go Emmett Johnson. As much as I like Black, I mean, he's kind of a pure handcuff at this point. Now, he game stack we have with San Francisco, but I don't want to be like the over correlation guy. I just think the better bet right now is Johnson, because we don't know the extent of this foot injury with Walker. And if it is bad, then Emmett Johnson could just be, you know, he could be a guy that moves up 30 spots. Like, we need more information on that injury. We could go Tracy here, but I don't know. I think I want to grab Malachi Fields if he makes it back. Oh, you dog. Okay, he goes. All right, let's just take Travis Hunter at this price. 182 Travis Hunter. I think so. Let's go Travis Hunter at 183. I did say there was some correlation there with Dallas week 16. So maybe that's the back and forth we need to get into the finals. They're going to give us Travis Hunter at 183. I'll take it. And then we have 2 more picks coming up here. Again, quick recap of this team. Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts. Hurts falls back to 82. So I take the double elites. Normally don't do that, but that pricing couldn't resist. Barkley, Love, Harvey, Gainwell, and then Emmett Johnson as the high value handcuff with the Walker foot injury. Still trying to figure out the severity of what's going on there. Lamb, Moore, Marv, Tucker, Wicks, Flournoy, Travis Hunter. We have 2 Dallas pieces. We have Moore stacked up with Allen, and we have Wicks stacked up with Hurts. And then we have Kittle for the bring back with Goddard in that same game stack for week 17. What's up, Best Ball on Call? Good to see you here, buddy. Appreciate you stopping by. We could have maybe Black comes back. We have Tracy. And then maybe the low ownership click that we needed the whole time isn't Douglas. It isn't Malik Washington. Maybe it's Chris Bell. Maybe Chris Bell is our low ownership final click here. And then we either add a 6th running back or we add, we'll see. If they want to give us either of these 2 guys all the way back here in the 200s, like, again, I'm not huge on either, but I'm fine taking them. Chris Bell, though, that's the bring back to our DJ Moore Allen stack, week 17. Hartman says that he thought I was about to say Kyle Williams when I said not Douglas. Oh. He actually... Oh, man. Chris Bell goes. Okay. Did we just take Tank Dell? I mean, I get it. He's like... I don't know. He's a little sketch. But Philly, Houston, week 16. And we got that San Francisco week 17. Are you going to really give me Dell here? I'll take him here. I mean, he is running routes. I gotta... We take Tracy first? I mean, dude, is Tracy really dead? No, let's go Dell. We could always take Najee. Or I could add a third here too. I could add Michael Mayer. Did I game stack? Do I need a fifth? A sixth? Man, Tracy, is he really this cheap? It's like Mayer. Okay, Tracy finally went. Okay. I could grab Najee. That's a low ownership click. Or we grab Mayer. Mayer or Najee? Shoot, let's go Najee, man. Felix Castro. DK Millie 2 winner. Let's go. Let's get some Najee up on this team. Not dead yet. 2-6-8-2. We have Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts. That is a powerhouse 2. Saquon, Jeremiah Love, RJ Harvey, not because he's a good running rusher, but because he's a utility player and he can score in explosives. Kenny Gainwell, same thing. Emmett Johnson, high upside. Handcuff, and then Najee for the low ownership. Bring back to our double CeeDee Lamb Flournoy clicks, week 17. We have DJ Moore stacked up with Allen, Marvin Harrison Jr., Trey Mother effing Tucker for the bring back. Wicks stacked up with Hurts. Flournoy as the second piece of that Dallas offense. Travis Hunter at 183. Nobody wants him. I'll take him. And that's week 16 correlation to our Dallas double. So if that's a back and forth, injuries happen all the time. And then Tank Dell. Again, another guy. That's Philly week 16. Get us into the BBM finals for a crack at the 2 million. And then we have George Kittle, who's looks like he's on track for week 1. And Goddard will hold down the fort until Kittle gets it going. Let's go win $2 million, folks. I love this team. I don't know what you all think about it, but I love this team. Could have clicked Michael Mayer there, but I don't know. Kittle and Goddard, that's enough, especially on name brand. You know, it's all going to depend on how quick Kittle comes out of the gate, but I think Goddard can hold us over, and then we'll start getting those high floor games from Kittle once he gets it going. You know, we are probably a little light in the wide receiver room, but we went 8. We have C as an anchor. Moore, I think we'll smash with this year with Allen. He'll be inconsistent, but he'll have some mega spike weeks. I think we're sleeping on Marv this year. Trey's the wide receiver 1 in Vegas. Wicks has the spike weeks. I think I've showed you guys that on the player volatility index. He's clearly in the spikers category. He sits right here. Well, here's Trey Tucker. Like, let's just point that out real quick. Here's our boy Trey. But Dontavian Wicks is, where is he? Let's go to the last 2 years and let me take off these badges. Dontavian Wicks is right here. Last 2 years, again, not a good season long average, 8.5, but he has had a 28-point week on his resume. And then, of course, our outlier, Trey Tucker. All right, so that's the BBM. I like this team. Feel pretty good about getting this one in the portfolio. We're going to go ahead and head back over to the puppy streets, and we're going to rip another puppy 4. So if you all want to join, we're going to do that here in 10 seconds. I'm going to do a countdown. Puppy 4, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Waiting for 5. I'll be right back. I am going to grab some water, hit the restroom, and we will be back. Appreciate you guys all stopping by. Like and subscribe. All that fun stuff. Good. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. We are back. This is off and running, and we are at the 8 hole on this one. I did grab some lunch. I'm going to try not to eat on stream, but I am freaking starving. So let's grab Jonathan Taylor here and get over to the board view, see if there was anything crazy happening. JSN at 3. Okay, so now JSN is going above Jamar Chase and Puka Nacua. At least in this draft, we have Chase at 4, Puka at 5, McCaffrey at 6, Brown at 7. We take Taylor at 8. Lamb comes off at 9, Cook at 10, Brown at 11, and Jefferson at 12. Okay, Hartman asks, do you think average of top 3 spike weeks or something like that would be a better indicator of single highest spike score? You know, I debated that for a while, and that's originally what I did. I actually took the average of the 3, and then I had some conversations with I think it was Zero, actually, who I was talking to, and I ultimately we kind of talked it over and decided that I would go with, well, it was easier to implement and maintain a single spike score. But I do think that's a valid point, because this is, if you look at these, this is one single spike score, right? So this Trey Tucker's best game ever was 40.9. Now, if we took his top 3 spikes and averaged them, then obviously this is coming probably pretty far down. So I do think that's a very valid point, and that's originally how I was going to implement it. I think what I'm probably ultimately going to do is add another filter here and give you guys the option to look at sort of both, like, because I do think it's valuable to see like what is a player's absolute ceiling, but also like what, okay, that's cool. Kyle Pitts had a 50-point game or whatever. He's done that once in 5 years, 45.6. Like what are his best 3 games averaged out, right? And then if you filter that and bring it down, kind of see the difference between the two, I do think that is useful. So I think ultimately what I'll end up settling on is an option to have both, have an average and that was the kind of the issue that we ran into, or sort of the pushback that I got from Zero was like, well, why 3? Why not 5? Why his response was like, you're just sort of arbitrarily picking 3 as the number. And so at the end I was like, yeah, that's true. Let's just go with the single game. That shows like the absolute ceiling that they've been able to accomplish. But I do think there's validity to your question. And I think, yes, 3 is sort of an arbitrary number, but it's kind of like, I don't know, it's a good arbitrary number in a sense, because it's like, it's not too much, but not too little. It feels like a reasonable number to pick if you are going to pick an arbitrary number. I mean, Love here, it doesn't feel like I want to pull up. I guess I could pull up Lad. No, that's too early, I feel like. Let's go. No, let's go. I don't want 3 by week 13s all stacked together. So let's go Jeremiah Love on this one. Normally not doing this, but I guess Lad at 31 would have probably been okay. Maybe that was probably a better way to play it, but yeah, that's a good question, Hartman. I was playing around with that, and I'll probably just create a filter to say 1 game or 3 game, and it'll be like a toggle. And then when you do that, it'll just reset the quadrant to show you that lower average, because it will be a lower number, right? I mean, everybody's going to have a lower number. Even Josh Allen, who sits out here at the edge of this stratosphere, 24.6 all game average, but he has the mega spike week, 51.888. How many times has he done that? If he's done that in 3 games and he's still sitting out here, you're like, holy crap, this dude is like, he's a smash or whatever. All right, I'm not going 4 running backs in a row, so I'm going to grab Tet here. Yeah, that's the kind of feedback that I want from the community on these types of tools. I sat down and built these to try to find players that offer spike weeks but don't offer like, consistent week in, week out production. It was just my attempt to find those inconsistent but spiky players. But talking with the community and other people as they use it, if they have feedback like you just gave me, I want to be responsive to that type of stuff. But yeah, you can see here, Gibbs lives out here kind of in the stratosphere, 55.4, whereas Bijan, he's going number 2 overall. His best game was 39.9. In terms of their season long average, though, it's roughly the same, so. But Gibbs clearly, at least on a single game sample, has offered a higher ceiling. Now, if we average that over 3 games, maybe they're a lot closer to one another. And, so those are the kind of things we'll uncover with the type of feature that you're discussing, that we're discussing. Okay, what do we want to do here? Let me get back to the board view. I need some wide receivers. Let's see who's on the board here. So more, like that's the thing with his range. I've seen him as high as 46 or 47, and then we just got him at 58. So DJ Moore he's got a wide range in terms of how people view him and draft him. But to get him at 58 stacked up with Allen feels pretty damn good. I'm not gonna lie about that. All right, let's go Mike Evans here. He's slipping a little bit. We'll grab him at 56. And now we have Taylor, Henry, Love, Tet, and Evans. Let's go back to those championship weeks. So Tet, Tet plays Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and Seattle. And Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. All right, what do we want to do here? I like any of these wide receivers, really. We could also consolidate. I was going to say Warren if he made it back, but Warren goes. I don't really see a purpose to do Travion here, although this is a ridiculous price. I might just do it at 65. Do I do that? That's crazy. Is Rome still on the board? If Rome is there, I'll take Rome. Yeah, let's go Rome, because Rome 65 is a really good price too. Both those are really good prices, Rome and Travion, but because I need wide receiver, I think a bit more, we're just going to grab Rome on this one. ADP of 58, we're getting him at 65. I don't take a ton of Rome, but, you know, on a build like this where we went 3 running backs to start and we get a fall on him into the 6th, I think that's a fine click for him. So Tet, Evans, and Rome, Taylor, Henry, and Love. We do have the double week 13 bye, but in a puppy 4, I'm going to take those. I'm going to do that on occasion. And, you know, maybe Caleb falls all the way back to 80. It happens on occasion. If not, we're not really in a good range for Purdy, because you either have to take him at 89 or he has to fall back to you at 104. So that's not we're in a kind of a, I mean, I'd rather push him to 104 and see if we get him there. I don't really want to pull him up to 89, but yeah, we just got to try to, Caleb ends up going. So no real stacking options yet. This might be where we get into like a Sutton or a Godwin. And then that gives us outs with like Bo Nix, or when I say outs, I mean like stacking outs with Baker and Bo Nix. I think Sutton would make some sense here. We also do have Makai Lemon, who I like a lot, who I've started to like a lot. I've been lower on, but I'm warming up to him just based on his profile. I think he's going to be a pretty good player. I'm not sure about the Amon-Ra St. Brown comparisons, which I've heard. I think it's easy for people to make that comparison because he went to USC and he's a small slot guy, and St. Brown went to USC, right? And so they kind of have a similar play style, but I don't know. That's a stretch. Don't compare people to St. Brown. He's a 1v1, but we don't give ourselves like any sort of stacks. So maybe we do take Sutton on this one. It's pretty close. We'll grab Sutton. Now if Lemon falls back, we take Lemon. Otherwise, I'd be cool with Godwin, Addison. I don't take a lot of downs. I don't know. This price feels expensive to me. And maybe I'm wrong about that, but when he was going in the 90s, I was clicking him every now and then. Now that he's like a low 80s click, like I can't get on board with that pick. He does consolidate a little bit with Taylor, and I guess if he does make it to 89, we consider it. No, he goes. We just take Rico at this point, or Tucker? And I think we might. Don't really like Wilson at this price. I like Wilson, but I liked him more when he was going around pick 100. Tucker Kraft feels like a smash here. Yeah, we're going Tucker Kraft at 89 for sure. All right. Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, Jeremiah Love, Tet, Evans, Adunze, and Sutton. Tucker Kraft. That gives us kind of like the Bo Nix. Now, I will take Purdy first, right? Because if he comes back to 104, then we'll take him, stack him up with Evans. And if he's gone, then Bo Nix already go? Did I just like miss that? Somebody pulled up Bo Nix? Somebody pulled up Bo Nix to 88. Okay. Well, this guy knows ball. We'll hope we can get him. If not, we'll maybe get Love with Kraft on the way back. That's kind of how I'm thinking of playing this. And then Pittman Jr., Matthew Golden. So a couple comments coming in here. Hartman says, Travion has been falling to mid-6th a little bit more often. I've been Madre over him a decent amount. Yeah, I guess that's true. It's not as nice. You know, it used to be like, oh my God, Travion's in the 6th round. I got to click that. But I agree with you. It's happening more often. BBM is still like, what, 80? Well, like 23% still left to fill. So if that becomes a staple in the 6th, then, I mean, it's still only like 23% of the field, but still, this isn't BBM. I'm just thinking about it in the broader context of like the bigger tournament. Here being that it's time box, it's like whatever. Downs picked up a calf injury today. Okay, that's not good. Okay, we are going to take Purdy here. Stack him up with Evans. We could just double tap. Potentially just double tap and get Love on the way back. I would be okay with that. We don't really have any other great stacking options. I guess we could get Bryce Young later. He's another guy that, you know, he's not a great quarterback or hasn't been up to this point, but he has had some pretty big spike weeks. If we look at his, if we look at him on the player volatility index, he's another guy that I don't mind clicking if he's like a third. Whoops, clicked on the wrong thing here. Bryce Young is like squarely in the spikers category. 36.44 was a single game high. And even if we average that out, I know he's had a couple spike weeks. 14.57 though for the season long average. So not a guy you want to rely on, you know, as like a floor play, but someone that can give you a spike week. It's interesting. I mean, this price on Jackson Dart, it's pretty damn good. Do I take Dart just straight up over? That's double by week 8. I don't love that. Am I really going to pass on Dart here? I don't like doing that. Yeah, let's go Love, I guess, begrudgingly. But that is a stack with Tucker Kraft, who we did get at some nice value here. And I would be setting up for a double by week 8, so I'd either have to eat the week 8 bye or like force myself into a third. I probably still want a third with these two guys, but you could get away with 2 in like a, you know, in a pinch. I think it's fine. But Dart at 114 is pretty fire. All right, in this range, I've never double stacked Carolina. So like getting Coker with Tet, that's not something I've done. I'd rather get the bring back with Shaheed, to be completely honest. I don't think I want to double stack Carolina wide receivers. And then, yeah, the Bo Nix at 88, Mike Rob's point. That's a serious drafter. He really must have had like, what did he have? Dude, he didn't even have Waddle. I thought like, okay, he has Waddle. He wants to pull him up. No, he just wants Bo Nix that bad at 88. Jackson Dukes 2. All right, let's see. What do I want to do here? I mean, we got 3 badasses in the running back room. We could continue to wait on this if we want, or if there's some value on the board, we take the value. But I feel really good about these 3. I think I would like, I mean, we could definitely grab another 128 Rashad White or C-Rod. I like both those prices. So maybe we do grab one of those two guys if they're there, and then try to get Shahid on the way back. It's probably how I would play this. We could get the double too with Debo if we wanted. I feel better about the double with Debo. I want white or... This is tough. Let's get a guy that catches some passes. First two guys aren't great in the passing game. Let's get somebody that has some outs in the passing game. And then I think Shahid or Debo on the way back here would be pretty cool if either of them are there. Which way do I want to play this? I think I'd prefer Debo to Shahid. And it's a double. Yeah, I'll keep it in this order. We'll go Debo if he's there. Otherwise, we're going to grab Shahid if he's there. And if neither of them are there, then we probably pivot to tight end. Either Andrews or, yeah, probably Andrews. Shahid gets pulled up over Debo. Oh, Andrews goes too. This guy's already got 6 wide receivers, so maybe he doesn't take Debo here. This is Jackson Dukes. He's a wild card. Yeah, he gets Woody. All right, let's take Debo. All right, quick recap of this Puppy 4. 2, 4, 5, 1. We have Brock Purdy and Jordan Love. Taylor, Henry, Jeremiah Love. We go 3 straight in the first 3 rounds. And then come back and get Rashad White here at 128. He slips in this one. Tet, Evans, Adunze, Cortland Sutton, and Debo Samuel. So Debo and Evans for the double. And then we have Tucker Kraft as our tight end who slips to 89 in this one. And then we stack them up with Jordan Love. What's up, Who Hames? Good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you stopping by the channel. As always, we did a Puppy 4, then we went over to the BBM streets, and now we're doing another Puppy 4. And then I will check in and see if I can do one more after this. But 2, 4, 5, 1, Purdy Love, Taylor Henry Love, and Rashad White. We have Tet, Evans, Adunze, Sutton, and Samuel. Double for San Francisco there. And then Tucker Kraft for the single with Love. I think in this range, like Marshawn Lloyd, if he falls, he's been a climber. So probably unlikely to be here. He's been getting clicked more and more. This guy's got 5, 3, 3, 5, 2. So he's probably not coming back. We'll make some other plans. There he goes. Tucker. There's never too much Tucker. I'm going to say it over and over again. And then I think, do I pull up Bryce Young? No, I don't pull up Bryce Young. If he falls back, you take him. I don't need him on this build. Trey Harris is interesting for some week 15 correlation with San Francisco. So we look here in the championship weeks. San Francisco and the Chargers week 15. So to get out of that 1 out of 10, I kind of like Trey. Oh, Tucker went. Okay. Where's Trey Harris? Oh, did they both go? Oh, man. I kind of just panicked there because I thought one of those guys would be there and they were both gone. So I ended up picking Keenan Allen. I don't know what that was all about, but I clicked Keenan Allen. Shoot. Okay. Not cool. Both Trey Tucker and Trey Harris went. Schultz is a bring back to Kraft. Maybe we grab Schultz here. I mean, Strange is fine too, or Chig. We're into that game a little bit with White. Strange goes first. I mean, Chig at 161. Okay, he ends up going. So it's either Bryce Young to stack up with Tet, or we grab Schultz. Honestly, I'm probably okay waiting. I mean, we can stack up our primary receiver here. So let's go Young. A little earlier than I wanted, but Keenan Allen, I guess that's not the worst click at 152 in a time box. He'll be fine. We'll double tap the tight ends probably on the next turn. But let's review this team. It's a 3-4-6-1, Purdy, Love, and Young. Taylor, Henry, Love, and White. Tet, Evans, Adunze, Sutton, Samuel, and Keenan Allen. And then Trey Tucker. What's up, Fantasy Dog 1? Good to see you in here, buddy. Appreciate you stopping by. And then Hartman is asking, am I in any slows clock change to 4 hours? I'm in like some puppy 3s and a pit bull 2 slow. I'm 1 pit bull 2 slow and like 5 puppy 3 slows. So not a ton. I'm actually probably on the clock right now. I need to check that. But yeah, I think here Barner, I like Barner in this spot. He's a bring back to our Carolina pieces. Otten, but that's, yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a pull up. I like Flournoy though. Flournoy and Barner would be cool if I could somehow pull that off. I mean, it thins out a little bit more at wide receiver. I think I'm willing to push the tight end. I don't know if he'll make it back. These guys have 2 and 3, so we're going to risk it. If he ends up going, then I don't know. I'd pull up Otten maybe. I like Otten more than Dulcich. I would be okay taking a stab on Sadiq, I guess. It's not like the worst click. But Barner's my preference here. Basically, I have to contend with, yeah, there's 4 guys here, but who do they have? That's pretty early running tight end. And then this guy, I don't know. He might want a 3rd. We'll see. Dylan Sampson here too, though, at 185. Damn, that's tempting. Hope this guy takes him. I would almost always take Dylan Sampson at 185, but on this one, I feel like I need a tight end more. That's a great price on Sampson, though. That would have worked as a bring back too to my indie pieces. But oh, double by week 11. I didn't realize that. So we're gonna have to grab a 3rd or eat that. I'm not too worried at tight end. If I'm gonna eat a bye week, it's probably at tight end. I guess here you would have to consider like Emmett with the news. Like, I know I'm gonna keep clicking him because we don't know what the injury is to Kenneth Walker. This is round 17. I mean, you could honestly stop at 4 on a build like this. You got 2 hammers, but I mean, week 13, we'd be relying on Jeremiah Love and Rachaad White. I don't think that's like the worst thing ever. But maybe what we do is grab, yeah, I think we grab a running back here. We have enough at wide receiver. Tet, Evans, Adunze, Sutton, Samuel, Keenan, and Flournoy. It's pretty borderline. Feels borderline. I feel like that's a room I would normally grab an 8th in, but I don't know. Do we stop at 4? I think we probably grab Emmett Johnson just because his value could explode if he ends up coming back and that injury is serious. And then we either eat this double by week 11, which I'd probably be okay with, and grabbing another wide receiver. I think that's how I want to play it. So we go Emmett Johnson here, and then this is borderline 7 for me. Tet, Evans, Adunze, Sutton, Samuel, Allen, Flournoy. I guess you can get away with that. So maybe we do use that last pick on like a Waller or a Kolar or a Ingram or a Mayer. It's probably how we'd want to do it. Anything but by week 11. I think it's a close 7, but I think you could get away with it. It's not great. I just don't know that the 8th at this point at the end of the draft does anything for you. So might as well just handle the double bye week 11. Quick recap, 3-5-7-2. We have Brock Purdy, Jordan Love, Bryce Young. All 3 of them are stacked. We have Taylor, Henry, and Love. We started this off 3 straight running backs, came back and got White at 128, and then Emmett Johnson at 200. I'm surprised he's falling given that Walker foot injury news, but he did. Kolar or Mayer or Waller for the stack. Let's go Waller. Let's just high upside. It's a double stack now for Bryce Young. I know that there's Mitchell Evans out there, but I don't know. We'll take a stab on Waller here at 209. I don't really have any of him, so whatever. All right, let me go back through this again. I didn't realize I was right back up on the clock. 3-5-7-3, Purdy, Love, and Young. Taylor, Henry, Love, White, and Johnson. Tet, Mike Evans, Roma Dunze, Cortland Sutton, Deebo Samuel, Keenan Allen, and Ryan Flournoy. And then we have Tucker Kraft, AJ Barner, and Darren Waller. So it's double stack Purdy to Evans and Deebo. No Philly pieces. Single stack here with Love to Kraft. And then we have Bryce Young to Tet and Waller with the Barner bringback. We get a fall on Adunze here to 65. And then we got the fall on Tucker Kraft to 89. Those are like the big falls that we took advantage of in this one. And then a fall on Deebo here to 137. So we had kind of 3 falls in this one. Adunze, Samuel, and Kraft. And then like the roster construction was 3 straight running backs, 4 straight wide receivers, grab Kraft on the fall, double tap the quarterbacks, grab White on the fall, add to that wide receiver room, sneak in White because we had Tet, and then Barner, Johnson. Surprised he's going at 200 just because we don't know how bad this foot injury is. Maybe it's bad, maybe it's not bad at all, but still he's kind of, I would think he would be lined up for quite a bit of touches. And then Waller, we could have gone Mayer there. We could have gone a lot of different ways, but ultimately just settled on the stack. So yeah, 3-5-7-3. All right, I'm going to just check in with the family real quick. I think I might rip one more puppy and then call this one. But let me just check to make sure I have time. And then I'll be right back. Appreciate you guys stopping by the channel. If you're not already subscribed to YouTube or X, take a minute to do that real quick. Help me out. Smash that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Trying to grow this channel. Trying to get to 50 subscribers on YouTube by the start of the season. And we are 14 days, 5 hours, and 50 minutes away. So I don't have much time. All right, sorry about that delay. I have time to rip one more puppy 4. I mean, we could get into something else too if you guys want to draft with me. But if everybody's just kind of chilling, then I think I'll probably just rip a puppy 4. Let me just see what else is out here, if anything else dropped. Got the Frenchie 2, the first quarter, the Field General, and the puppy 4. Already did my BBM, so I'm going to hold off on that for now. But that is in the episode if you guys are tuning in late. We had a really fun BBM draft that put together. Let's do this puppy 4. All right, let me just check the comments real quick. Oh, Field General. Okay. We got a Field General request. I'm down. Let's do a Field General. We're gonna do a Field General 2 at Hartman's request. This is Super Flex. Let's look over the tournament real quick. Field General 2, Super Flex season. 3 out of 12, 2 out of 10, 1 out of 12. 150 max. And this thing's 50,000 up top for first place. So 50,000 to first, 20,000 to second, 10,000 to third. 61.4% full. Let's rip a Field General 2 Superflex. This is my first Superflex draft of the year. For the people, get out there to Underdog. I'll give you guys 20 seconds. We're going to try to rip this Field General. Hopefully it fills. I bet this one, maybe it doesn't fill too fast. All right. 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Field General. Half full. Waiting for 6. Get your butt in here if you're not already here. We need some people to fill this. Yeah, this is my first Superflex draft of the year. I didn't do Field General 1. I'm in a Dynasty startup Superflex at the moment, but that's a slow draft on Sleeper. That's a lot different than this. But we'll give this a few minutes to fill. Let's see if we got any feedback from BBM7 on those builds. They haven't been liking my builds lately. I'll say that. So let's pull that up. Let's take a look and see what BBM7 has to say. Okay, well, it liked that last one a lot. Like a lot. For whatever reason, it loved that one. 75% advancement rate on that puppy 4 with a 1697.89 on the projected points. 75%. I don't know if I've ever had one that's that high. That's way up there. So that they gave that one a straight up S. Okay, I guess I just smashed that draft according to BBM7's Sims. As for the Best Ball Mania, which I liked a lot, it hated that one. That one got a D. And then the puppy we did to open this day, it also got a D. So this was from the 10 spot. Again, I thought this one was pretty good. We'll look at it real quick. Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts. I know it hates this early quarterback stuff, but I mean, I couldn't pass up on that the way that the board fell. Barkley, Love, Harvey, Gainwell, Emmett Johnson, and Najee Harris. Lamb, Moore, Marv, Tucker, Wicks, Flournoy, Travis Hunter, and Tank Dell, and then Kittle and Goddard. Again, it just doesn't like the projected points on this one. 6% advancement rate on that BBM. But for whatever reason, I had the magic formula here for this puppy 4. So interesting stuff there. Again, I don't put too much into it. Superflex has more available edge than standard drafts. Yeah, I think that if you're really grinding away and you know what you're doing, I could definitely see that. I feel like I'm in the other category, the guy who's like gonna be the donation dude. just because I haven't done any of these. Now, if I rip 20 or 30 of them and I get the hang of it, I can see where you're coming from there, Hartman. Looks like we had a couple more come in here, so we'll just wait this out for a couple more minutes. Hopefully this fills and we can rip this Field General 2 Superflex draft here as the last draft of the day on this episode. Yeah, it's so interesting, like that particular draft. I think later quarterback, later tight end, loading up at the other positions early. The Sims really like that for whatever reason. Although that's not always the case, it tends to be that way. Probably more often than not with the BBM Sims. But I'll take that one. It really likes it, so put it in the portfolio. And then Best Ball on Call says Superflex awesome with Best Ball overlay. Most QBs go first. Yeah, I think that's where I'm going to struggle the most, is just figuring out how quickly to take my second QB. But, you know, I'm down for the people. What is the buy-in on this one too? Is it $10? I didn't even look. Yeah, $10 entry. Okay. And we're at 61% full here. So this thing has been ranking pretty good. When did it drop? I'm trying to remember. It was like 2 weeks ago. See, this is kind of weird to me. Like the close time and the start time, it's just like, okay, start of the NFL season and it closes time. It'd be nice to know when the actual tournament dropped, just to have that as a data point as well, but they're not providing that for whatever reason. Arvin says 2 QBs by round 5 is usually what I go for. Okay, cool. I'm gonna just kind of follow that strategy for this first one. Getting closer, waiting for 2. And we're ready to rock and roll. All right, let's do it. Field General starting in 1 minute here. We have at the 4 hole, Hartman, DMH09. I'm at 6. And then, let's see. Nobody else in here that I recognize. If you're in this stream, hit me up in the chat. Let me know. And we'll do a team review at the end. Arvin says that it dropped on the 20th, so 6 days ago, less than a week ago, and we're at 61% full. So we'll probably fill by the weekend if we stay on pace. Allen is the first one off the board, followed by Lamar, Drake May, Jaden Daniels. Yeah, this looks a lot like my sleeper Dynasty League ADP for Superflex. All right, and here we go. All right, I guess I'll go Jaden Daniels at 6 here. Hartman grabs Lamar. Seems like a sharp pick. All right, sorry, just checking a text real quick. All right, yeah, we're good. Get back to the board view here. So the 2 early running backs, Gibbs and Bijan here, still going pretty early. And then the run on quarterbacks, Chase at 7, Ertz at 8. Yeah, I got to wrap my mind around this ADP. We got 2 silvers in here, Hartman and this guy here at the 12, Mastakilla 805, and then we have a gold badge in here as well. J Dennis 22. Oh, and another silver here too. Pocket Aces with the double A and the double K. And Griffey 20. Oh God, so many. This is where the real D-gens hang out. I see what's going on. Do you go with one of these quarterbacks, or do I grab like a St. Brown or a, see if a St. Brown is there even? If not, maybe take, I'm sensing that now. Hartman says that this was a trap. Yeah, he hustled me into here. He got my money. I'm gonna take St. Brown. No, I appreciate it. I wanted to do at least try these. I don't think I'll get to any sort of like significant volume, but maybe somewhere between 10 and 20. Who knows? I'm gonna have to mix in some things maybe to just keep my pace on BBM. Got 14 more BBMs that I'm gonna draft. But yeah, I think it's a good way to just kind of some filler drafts. But appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out with me today on this Wednesday afternoon. Again, if you haven't already hit that like button, like and subscribe for me. Help me grow this channel. Trying to get to 50 subscribers on YouTube. I think we're up to like 43 or 44. It's been pretty, yeah, we're getting there. I don't have a set schedule. I was trying to draft on a set schedule, but it's been tough. Let's see, what did Hartman do here? He's coming up on his third pick. He ends up going double quarterback. So Lamar and Purdy. I need mine, and I don't know if I'm in a range or not. I would probably take Kyler for his rushing upside if he's there. Otherwise, let's see what this guy does. I don't think I can take Baker over CeeDee Lamb, though. Yeah, no, I can't do that. Let's go CeeDee Lamb. I'm going to get behind at quarterback, but I guess it is what it is. What's up, Sus? Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. We are doing a Field General Super Flex draft here. 3 out of 12, 2 out of 12, 1 out of 12, 118 seat final, 50,000 up top. We did 2 puppies, a BBM, and now the Field General to kind of close things out for today's episode. And I have only one quarterback. I feel behind, but it is what it is. We'll see how things go. All right, what do we want to do here? Are we going to be in the range for another quarterback? I feel like I need one. Willis is probably my primary pick there. And then a Shuck or a Darnold. I'm going to take that rushing upside of Willis first if he's there. Yeah, it gets really bad after this. Really bad. All right, we're going Malik Willis. So Jaden Daniels, Malik Willis, that's actually a decent pairing, I think. And then Brown and Lamb, no running backs yet. Looks like we'll be in the Breece Hall, Travis Etienne range. Coming back here. Jeremiah Love, Javonte Williams, all these guys. I'd be fine clicking pretty much any of them. Yes, Kyron has the highest ADP. I guess that makes sense. I don't know. I would maybe go Hall over him, but it's close. Would I? Hartman grabs Jeremiah Love. Look at his team real quick. He has Jackson and Purdy, Henry and Love. Okay. And he's going to play the wide receivers late here, apparently. But really, we've just got A.J. Brown off the board, so it's not too late when you really think about it. And those running backs are going. Are you going to leave me anybody in my queue? No, they are not. George Pickens, or do I grab my first running back here with one of these guys? Shoot. Let's go Javonte. I guess so. I don't know. I was fine with either of those guys. I guess we have the, the high projectable volume with Williams and kind of consolidating into this good offense here in Dallas with Williams and CD. So Daniels, Willis, Javonte Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and CD Lamb. Yes, that's a decent start. Again, I don't know. This is my very first super flex draft of the entire year. I've done like 800 drafts or something, and this is like my first one for super flex. So, I guess it's a first for everything. What do we do here? Hartman says you only need 2 starting wide receivers, and 2 starting wide receivers versus 3 is a big difference in this strategy. So, okay. So, yeah, getting off of the wide receiver there and grabbing a running back. I feel like that was the right play. Monty and Scat, I think either of those 2 come back. I'm tapping into those guys. Now, what about bringbacks? Scat ends up going. I want to grab Monty if he's here. Otherwise, I might pull up Bucky, honestly, over Tootin. Let's go Monty. And then maybe we get Bucky or Judkins back, or Price. Yeah, I mean, some of these guys, like this guy's got 1 wide receiver. He's a silver badge. Red badge here, 0 wide receivers. So I can see that part of the strategy is to push out the wide receivers for sure. Get your quarterbacks, get your running backs, and then get your wide receivers. I kind of did a little bit of the opposite. We went Daniels, St. Brown, Lamb, and then Willis. I don't know. I don't mind this actually, though. I think it's a decent, you got decent floor with Willis and Daniels, assuming Willis doesn't get benched. He still does not have a wide receiver. All right, let's grab Jadarian Price as our 3rd, and then we will get to work in the other rooms. So quick recap: Daniels, Willis, Javonte Williams, David Montgomery, Jadarian Price, and then St. Brown and Lamb. Hartman goes Jackson and Purdy, 5 straight running backs: Henry, Love, Williams, Irving, and Judkins. Wow, okay. That's pretty insane. And then he's going to get his first wide receiver at 93, I think. There's no guarantees at this point. He might turn this into a bit. I don't know. What do I like here? I would say Parker Washington, Terry McLaurin, because that would create a stack for me. So I'd put Terry above Parker. Guess you could get your elite tight end here and Warren. So maybe something like this. Hartman says he's done at RB, but I don't believe him. I'm not convinced. Okay, well, Warren ends up going. So at that point, it's Terry, Parker, Christian, and Rome, maybe. The order I'm going to put that. Oh, JMO too. No, I don't know why I'm leaving JMO out, but I'll put him after Terry. JMO goes. I would love Terry for the stack here if I get him. No, he goes at 89. Give me Parker Washington. You know you don't want him. You already have 3. Interesting team. Oh, bro. The full timeout. Okay. Let's go Christian. I think I like Watson over Rome by just a smidge. So we'll go Watson first. And then we'll see what Hartman does here. He takes Rome. He is done at running back, at least temporarily. And we are 6 picks away. Again, if you're tuning in late, this is a Field General Super Flex. We did 2 puppies and a BBM before this. And now we're doing I'm doing my first Super Flex of the year. Let's go win 50K or 20 or 10. I guess it's kind of between Tuckercraft and BTJ for me. Or I grab another running back here. I don't know. Let's grab that tight end. Grab Tucker Craft. I feel like that's a pretty good price. Again, first time seeing these ADPs, so I don't really know. 102 is his ADP. Seems reasonable. Double Green Bay. Here, CD and St. Brown. That feels pretty solid. And then Price, Monty, and Williams. Guess I could have grabbed like a Harvey or a Chuba or a Gainwell there, but I don't know. I opted not to. And then I would say in this range, I'm probably back into running back or one of these wide receivers. I don't think I'm going to take Kittle here since I took my bet on Tucker Craft. Thomas and Metcalf, both those seem pretty good if they make it back. I don't anticipate that. This guy's got 2, 3, 4. Thomas goes, Metcalf goes immediately after. I mean, Reed and Godwin, though, feel pretty good. Or Sutton, for that matter. I might get off a Reed because I already have 2 pieces of that offense, and I don't have a stack here. So why don't we go Sutton over Reed on this one? I think that's a reasonable take. Otherwise, I'm tripling out Green Bay without a quarterback, which again isn't horrible, but it's not my preference. I like doing 2 generally without the quarterback, but 3, I don't know. It's a little borderline for me. Daniels, Willis, Williams, Monty, Price, Brown, Lamb, Watson, Sutton, and then Kraft. And it's 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, your super flex and a regular flex, and then a tight end and a quarterback. Okay, so super flex and a regular flex. Gotcha. Hence why Hartman took 5 running backs in a row. I get it now. Addison. Yeah, let's go Addison. Then we're going to try to grab, I don't know, Woody Marks, Algier, Keaton Mitchell, one of these guys. What we got here? I had some updates in my Dynasty Superflex redraft or Dynasty Superflex startup. So I was just trying to see what was going on in that room, but nothing. It's not letting me pull it up. So anyways, let's see. What do we want to do here? I think I want running back pretty badly here. I think Woody or Algier. I'm fine with either of those, assuming one comes back. Looks like I'll get one. It's pretty close for me. Why don't we go Algier? And then we'll see what comes back. Algier, if Woody doesn't come back, maybe we grab Coleman or Lloyd. Or we get into one of these tight ends. Just trying to think through this. Or should I be grabbing my 3rd quarterback? We have a bunch of guys on here with 4 quarterbacks, so I feel like that's... And these are the guys with the silver badges. Some of them at least have... Well, it's this one guy, Griffey. This guy's got 2. Oh, that's Hartman. This guy's only got 1. So yeah, maybe we don't need our 3rd yet. Or you don't take it at all, but I think a 3rd would make sense. I mean, Superflex, Dynasty startups, by the 6th round, guys often have their 3rd quarterback, 7th round, I should say. So maybe I should be tapping a quarterback here. The only one I think I would be interested in might be Tua, and he goes as does Woody. Okay. Shoot. And they're gone, huh? They're gone. All right, we're gonna go Mark Andrews here. Stop at 2. I'm not huge on Andrews this year, to be honest, but he could hit in the touchdown category. We'll just grab him here. I guess you could go Cousins, but how long is he going to play for? Or you take Beck, and he might be the starter of the back half, but I don't know. This guy's like, screw it. Has this guy ever done a super flex? I don't know if this guy knows. He literally has Baker Mayfield. He's going to get all his points, I guess, from the other position groups. I mean, the truth is you don't need to put a quarterback into the super flex, right? It could be any position, including the quarterback. So there are other ways to play and win. It just feels like lower odds. I'm going to stick with my 2. But yeah, I mean, for example, like in my Dynasty startup Superflex, one of the better players in the league, he just took his 3rd quarterback in the 6th, I think it's the 6th round. So he has 3 quarterbacks by, no, 7th round. Interesting. Knicks, Prescott, and Murray are his quarterbacks. Knicks, Prescott, and Murray. I'm not going to go double Seattle here, so I'm going to grab Samson. And then probably grab one of these wide receivers on the way back. Yeah, that makes sense. Best Ball on Call says, good stuff, Matt. Detail 2 cars during the stream. Hell yeah, bro. If I can be a voice in your ear while you're getting work done, that's what I'm here for. Love to hear that you're productive and listening to some best ball at the same time. That's awesome. Which reminds me, I got to go detail 2 cars myself. Not today, but I just went and got like a replacement O-ring for my pressure washer. And so I got to hook that up and get outside and clean 2 cars, wax them, and get them ready for the winter time so that the mag chloride doesn't jack up my paint. So I hear you. I hear you. All right, we're going Flournoy on this one. Will not be deterred. We got 3 pieces of that Dallas offense. We have Williams, we have Lamb, and now we have Flournoy. So making a big bet on Dallas offense. I love that because I think the Dallas offense bet is a good bet this year. Could get 5,000 passing yards from Dak Prescott. Who knows? I think we're maybe 1 more running back and 2 more wide receivers. Don't know if I want to add a 3rd tight end here, possibly. Arvin says, if you don't get a different 3rd one, then I would highly recommend Mariota in the last couple rounds in case Jaden goes down. Okay, so handcuff. That makes sense. Yeah, handcuff your quarterbacks, I guess, in this format. Where is that? Marcus Mariota. We'll put that in the queue for later. And what would be my other handcuff? Willis. So should I be cuffing him with Quentin Ewers? Probably not. All right, let's go with... I'm going to keep making this click. Oh, Trey Harris is here too? Wow, okay. You can have Isaiah Pacheco. I will gladly take Emmett Johnson here. And that's my 6. I'm done there. I'm going to grab one more wide receiver, and then we're going to grab Marcus Mariota per Hartman's advice. Even though we're competing against each other, he's given me some pointers here. Be a 3, 6, 7, 2. How this is going to wrap up. All right, let's go with Caleb Douglas. We'll get a little skinny stack here when it's all said and done with Malik Willis to Caleb Douglas. That'll be our 7th and final wide receiver. And then we're going to finish this up with Mariota as our handcuff in case anything happens to Jaden Daniels. We have a backup plan to start 2 quarterbacks every week except for the bye weeks. And I think we'll be done after that. And we'll review this team and we'll review Hartman's team. And then we're going to wrap up this episode. Go touch some grass. Get a workout in. Go check on my Dynasty startup. Superflex Dynasty startup team. We are into the 7th round on that one. 8-hour clock, but we're going to have to knock that down here pretty soon because that's 30 rounds. It's a 30-round draft, which is just insane, but it's what we do around here. And I guess if this guy gets taken, I don't know if it's worth taking another one because then you're basically betting on another team's backup. I don't know how helpful that is. So, wow. Jay Dennis 22 has 5 quarterbacks. Jake Angelo has 5 quarterbacks. Pocket Aces is still rolling with 1. He does not care. I mean, and yeah, I think given all the other options here, it does make sense to me to grab this backup quarterback because how much is a Zachariah Branch or a Fields or a Hurst going to help in a format like this versus, 20 points, 20 plus points on a given week from a Marcus Mariota in the event that a Jaden Daniels injury occurs? I think that's the right way to play it. I would agree with that. That's super sharp. So Marcus Mariota, welcome to the team. 3672. We have Jaden Daniels, Malik Willis, and then Marcus Mariota. In the event that Jaden Daniels gets injured, we can still start 2 quarterbacks every week except for our bye weeks. Running backs, we have Javonte Williams, David Montgomery, Jadarian Price, Algier, Dylan Sampson, and Emmett. Oh, 20 rounds. Shit, never mind. I didn't need to do that. Oh, shoot. Okay, that's hilarious. Never mind, guys. 2 more rounds. Stick with me here. Well, I got it in early. Guaranteed that backup. What are we going to do here then? Let's get the backup running back, or we grab Fields. Fields would be a bring back to all of our other pieces for the Dallas stack. Najee, that makes some sense there. Maybe I do get Quinn Ewers as my last click then. Katron Allen or Malachi Fields? This is tough. Let's go Katron. And then Malachi goes immediately after. Kind of figured that would happen. And we're going to grab... Who are we going to get back here? I don't know. Just have to wait and see, I guess. 20 rounds. My bad, guys. One more click to go. 235. This says 240 draft picks. I feel like I'm over on DK right now doing a DK Millie. But at least we have a 20-second clock and not a 30-second clock. That stuff is, it's so brutal. DK is so brutal. All right, 20 rounds. Remember that, guys. Super flex is 20 rounds. Let's see what we have options wise. I guess Cooper Kupp, Rashad Bateman, Troy Franklin. Maybe I take another. Maybe this is where I just take another tight end. No, I'm okay stopping with those two. I'll grab one more wide receiver. Actually, I don't know. Evan Ingram, maybe? Let's grab Evan Ingram, actually. Davis Webb. This is Davis Webb's boy. Per sus. They've got go back to their Giants days. So let's grab some Evan Ingram. And we are done. 3-7-7-3. Jaden Daniels, Malik Willis, Marcus Mariota, Javonte Williams, David Montgomery, Jadarian Price, Tyler Algier, Dylan Sampson, Emmett Johnson, and Katron Allen. I actually really like that running back room a lot. Wide receivers are St. Brown, Lamb, Watson, Sutton, Addison, Flournoy, and Douglas. Feels a little top heavy, but I think you can get there. And then Tucker Kraft, Mark Andrews, and Evan Ingram. 3-7-7-3. It was pretty decent. And then I'll do this, see if we get any news. And then let's go look at Hartman's team here. He ends up with a 4-5-8-3. So he has Jackson, Purdy, Tua, and Jones. He backs up Purdy with Jones. Tua is just another play. And then Lamar, no backup. Henry, Love, Williams, Irving, and Judkins. That feels super strong. Well, he had 5-by-76, so it better be. Wide receivers, Adunze Tate, Lemon, Samuel, Lane, Harris, Branch, and Bateman. And this is, was it start 2? So start 2, and then you can get one in the flex or the super flex. So, I mean, he's 2 starters here. I guess, you know, Lemon, if he comes on, and then Debo's pretty reliable. Lane, if he gets it going. I mean, it's a lot of good profiles. I can see it. You just take your stabs every week. You just need 2 of these guys every week to hit. He's going to hit the flex with the running back, and he's going to hit the super flex with the quarterbacks. And then Kittle, Schultz, and Freiermuth. That feels plenty strong there. I need to go heavier running back and probably a little heavier quarterback. But yeah, this team is solid. I feel like I played it a little bit too much like the traditional ones. I don't think it was a terrible build. We'll see if we get any feedback. Maybe I stunk at it. C. Good old C. Hartman smashed up here with a 43.5. Second best score in the room. 45 over here for Jake Angelo. And then Hartman, the Sims like Hartman's next. Mine's down here. Not terrible. Kind of like what I thought, average. Again, not that these Sims are the end all be all, but it can tell you something. So, all right. Well, that I think is going to conclude this episode. We did 2 puppies, a BBM, and a field general today. Appreciate you guys all stopping by for the show. Be back on again tomorrow for another episode, another BBM as we wind down. Real quick, let me address Hartman's comment here. He says, you could argue I should have swapped one of those RBs for a wide receiver and pushed the 5th, but generally go pretty strong RB at this. Yeah, I was thinking the 5 was a little heavy, but I think 4 makes sense. You push 1 and then come back and get like a high upside flyer, like a Braylon Allen, Emmett Johnson type, something like that. I think that would be a cool way to play it. I need to go heavier RB. I didn't go heavy enough. So kind of good to see the contrast and talk through that on this stream. I'll use that for my future builds. But yeah, this was fun. I think we had some pretty good teams in here, and I'll be back on again tomorrow for some more BBM, some more puppies, maybe another field general. But thanks for stopping by. As always, guys, hanging out on this Wednesday afternoon. Like and subscribe. Follow if you're out there on X. Appreciate all the support. And take it easy. Be safe. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.